What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be going through my gallery with a little update talking about the past 5 to 6 game weeks and also my plans moving forwards. As always, guys, please make sure to like and subscribe, and if you've got any questions about the video, please let me know down below. So let's get into the video. Okay, guys, welcome back to the channel and also welcome back to the gallery. Been a little while since we've had a update, and what better place to start than game week 459, where we finally hit our first podium after playing Sorare for about 2 years. We got third place in America Rare with this lineup here. Steve Clark keeping the clean sheet against the Timbers, Brooks Lennon getting the assist against Orlando, Delgado with the assist against St. Louis, our captain Click with a assist against Inter Miami, and then Panther with a great game, a goal, and lots of AA against St. Louis as well. We were 4 points off second place and 31 off first place. My only sort of gripe with this team is that I picked the lowest captain. Obviously, the two higher places could have done the same thing, but it's a little bit frustrating picking Click when everyone else scored better. Obviously, if we picked, Pansel here, we would have finished second place. Not sure about first, but, can't really complain about that. And yeah, that was obviously very, very nice. It's been a long time coming. And yeah, it's been good to actually, finally win something which really has a big impact onto the gallery in terms of what we won and also the ETH. We'll go back to the reward here, which was Zach Stefan, the goalkeeper from Colorado. Yeah, he's someone which I was thinking about keeping. However, I didn't really need a goalkeeper at the time. And we actually got a decent price for him in the end. We sold him here for 275, which actually was a very, very good price. You can see now that he's come down to 221. This was right around when the MLS special weekly was. So I actually won him at quite a good time, got rid of him. And yeah, since then we've actually made some purchases, which I'll talk about now. So after selling Stefan and also using the ETH, which we won as well, which was about £130 worth, I had a look at what I wanted to do with the gallery. And the first thing which stood out was that the in-season cards for Contender were very, very cheap. And at that time, there was still 6 to 10 games left. And in my head, I was thinking that I can win enough back in that time based on the current prices to easily pay off what I've invested. So that's what we did. We picked up a Arbia, a Hine, a Bradley Danger or Danger, a Killian Corridor, a Cafaro, a Jabal, a Abdelli, and a Janet as well. All of those players, we'll just show you them all here now. I've been using recently, and yeah, we've had some really nice success. We haven't won anything major, but we've been winning on average about £15 ish per game week, which has been very, very nice. You can see all those purchases here. And it's been nice to have those higher scorers like Abdelli, for instance, Jabal, Arbia, Hine. It's been nice to have those premium cards that I haven't really had previously, which obviously is great and has been helped out massively by finishing in third place. We have also picked up a few cards to actually help out our MLS gallery. We picked up a Hector Herrera, who I've wanted for ages. He's just coming back from injury. He played 45 minutes in his last game. Hopefully we can see some better scores from him moving forwards. We picked up a Daniel Saloa from Kansas. He's someone which is quite a nice forward, has some quite nice AA. And we also picked up a Yaimar as well. He's recently got a hamstring injury, out for the next 2 to 3 games, but he'll be a really nice solid player for us moving forwards. And in terms of the MLS gallery, we're kind of looking not finished, but like we're like 75% of the way there. If we have a look at all of the players that we've got from the MLS, we've got 3 keepers in Clark, Stuver, and Johnson. Johnson is probably our like cap mode keeper, whilst we've still got those. And then Clark at home, and Stu has been scoring really well recently. Defenders, we've got Lennon, who's been great. Yaimar, who, when he's back from injury, will be that nice, consistent scorer. Then we probably need one player here. Dorsey, I bought, been a bit of a letdown, and Cascante is great in certain matchups, especially partnering him with Stuver. We probably need another premium guy here, maybe a like Wagner or Rodriguez, or one of the other new guys. But yeah, we definitely need someone here as that third option. Midfield, we're looking quite strong with Herrera, Delgado, Nagbe, Click. Chara's just there for 240. But yeah, I feel like we're quite solid here. We obviously don't have like a Ricky Puig or a Carlos Hill or a Ryan Gould, for instance, here. So we probably need maybe another premium. But I do feel like we're quite strong here. And then forward, Saloy and Pansel are our two premium guys, and Baird and Manuel. I thought was going to be good this year, hasn't done anything. So mainly Baird's going to be our cat mode guy, and then Pansel and Saloy for our more premium lineups. And then we have done a little bit of investing in some Saudi League players as well. I felt like personally they were a good price for me to actually pick some of them up. I feel like in the next year, the Saudi League will be covered, maybe even this summer. So there's obviously a lot of top players going there. There's a lot of money in that league as a whole, and I feel like they'll also want to have it onboarded. They obviously want to make that league one of the top 5 leagues, and seeing all the other leagues on Sorare, I feel like it's a matter of time. So picking up some of the more premium players from that league at a cheap price, I thought was smart personally. So we went and picked up a Riyad Mahrez, a Lucas Zelarayan. I think that's how you say the surname. We also picked up a Alex Tellez. And we're also looking at a few of the other options. Felipe from there, Frank Kessie, just a few of those like cheaper, rare players that if the league does obviously onboard, then that's great for us. Like we got them here for £7, £6. How much did we get? Tellers for like £4. So what's that, like £20 overall? And if those players obviously do get covered, then great, we've got some more options. Mahrez obviously gives us some games with Algeria. Zella with, is he Armenian? So yeah, overall, I just thought that like they were some smart purchases, and we did also pick up a Sheikh Decore from the Premier League for about £7, purely because I was looking at Palace. You know, they're starting to actually play better. He actually scored all right previously when he was playing for them. If you have a look at all his scores here, he was very, very consistent. And with Glasner coming in, and if they can manage to keep hold of at least one of Eze and Elise, then I feel like they could be quite good next year, and he could be quite a nice option if I do want to move into champion, or if I want to just take some profit and actually sell him on. I just felt like overall it was quite a nice purchase. And in terms of the other game weeks since our podium, we've just been ticking along really. In game week 461, a tier 5 in America. In 462, nothing there. That was a blank game week for us anyway. This game week here, we won a tier 3 rare, a tier 4, and a tier 5 limited, and £1.60 in ETH. Game week 464, once again, a training week for us. 465, a tier 5, and £1.60 in ETH. 466, nothing in that game week. That was a small game week. In 467, we hit the threshold in 240, so £13.60 there. In 468, 2 limiteds, a tier 3, a tier 4, and £1.60. In 469, £31 and 18 pence in ETH. We finished 33rd in contender in season. So those cards that I purchased already paying off here, which was very, very nice. And you also hit the threshold in 240 as well. So that was a nice chunk of ETH right there. 470. Another £11.99 in season. Once again, these cards paying off what I paid for them. 471. Nothing in that one. That was actually a big game week and nothing there, which is a little bit A little bit of a sad one there. 472, that was a training lineup. And yeah, the most recent game week for us, 473, another £23.98 from contender in season. So you've already yielded about £60 worth of ETH from in season, which pays off at least like 3 of the cards that I purchased. Like RB has been in every team that I've won. And he cost me like £18, which is crazy cheap. So yeah, that's actually paid off very, very nicely. And our most recent game week here, this is just a training lineup. But yeah, overall been very, very pleased. Obviously that podium was great and we've been ticking along very, very nicely since then. And yeah, in terms of moving forwards, obviously all of the European leagues are coming to an end. So then it's going to be purely MLS throughout summer. The goal there is to be, we're hopefully going to win a few decent in-season cards. That's my hope. If we can win some playable tier 2 and upward cards, I can then use those in-season challenger when Europe starts again to then win some cards from Europe and then start building that way. That's the plan anyway. If that doesn't happen and we don't win enough cards to actually start playing in season, we're going to then obviously just focus on Classic when Europe comes around. And there is a prospect of me perhaps moving up into Champion. We obviously picked up Sorare from Palace, who'll be back next season. That's one player. Then looking at some of the cards that we've got from our second div, Jabal and Hein should be going up with Auxerre, so they'll be in the first French league. We then got Abdelli, who's also close as well. Arbia, Ibar, I believe second. They could obviously go up. Cullen may stay up. Excuse me. For Burnley, probably not. And who else do we have? Rabba, Leganes are top, along with we've got Conde from them and also Gonzalez. Holtby, Holstein Kine are top. And I believe that's it. So we've probably got 5-6 players there that are moving up from Div 2 into their first Div. So we probably have 5-6 players there that we can use in Champion. The question for me then will be, do I then invest into some more and better, obviously, Champion players? Because those cards going up, they're probably not going to be great. They're going to be, Div 3, Div 2 players at a push. Perhaps some of them can obviously do better, but normally when cards go up, their scores go down. So yeah, that's going to be a big question for us, whether we obviously reinvest into Champion or just sell those cards that have now gone up into Champion and then reinvest back down into Contender. Yeah, that's some obviously questions for summer and the rebuilding process. And I think everyone's going through that now currently, sort of working out what to do from now in this transition period till August, and then obviously from August moving forwards. In terms of the upcoming game week, this is what we have got so far. Some of these things may change based on news that we get throughout the next few days. Our Challenger Classic team, we have got Stuva away at Dallas, Brooks Lennon at home to DC, Click away at Atlanta. So it's a little bit weird having those two playing against each other. I may change that. Click's currently captain, but I think we'll swap that over to Brooks Lennon. We've got Pansel at home to Salt Lake. He's probably another captaincy pick. And then we've also got Delgado, who I think is back to obviously partner with Pansel. Saints have got into the playoffs, and we've then got the full Saints team here in Challenger Classic. McCarthy, Walker Peters, Downs, Armstrong, and Harwood Bellis. And yeah, they're all playing obviously West Brom. I may change one of these players out for a different player in the collection, just to actually limit the risk. Obviously, if we lose to West Brom as a whole, they're probably not going to score great, so maybe having someone from a different team in there is smart. Contender in season, we have got Conde away to, I think that's Albacete. Jabal and Hein both in here. I can't remember who that team is. Maybe Amion. Abdelli, he's going to be our captain. And then Arbia away at Levante. All at least AA matchups with one AAA there as the captain. I've got a lot of hopes for this. I'm hoping that we can get quite high up. We're going to play this in Div 1, and yeah, hopefully hit one of those big ETH payouts, and that will basically pay off everything that I've spent on all those in-season cards, which could be great. But knowing me, they'll all flop, even though they've all got great matchups. Moving on to the Classic, we have got Gert Bauer and Baumgartner away to Austria Vienna. Holtby is our captain here at home to Dusseldorf. I believe that's first versus third, so that could be quite a difficult matchup. He's the only one that I really fancy captain there. And then we've got the Rodez boys away at St. Etienne, which isn't the great matchup. So yeah, I'm not expecting much from here, but you know, if we get a clean sheet here, maybe we can sneak something. Cap 240, we have currently got Sean Johnson, Cascante, Nagbe, Bergstaller, and Gonzalez, with Gonzalez captain. 270, we have then got Steve Clark, Mara, Cullen, Saloy, and Herrera. This is the lineup which could be changed quite a bit. A few of these cards here we could use in different spots. If Herrera is fit and going to start, I may move him up into our challenger team, get rid of Delgado here, and play Herrera. He's just a better player and a better scorer, but for now he's got a low cap and we're playing him in cap 270. But yeah, he could move. Cullen could also move, and also Mara as well. So yeah, that lineup will probably change. And then cap 240, we don't actually have a keeper here. I'm not sure what's going on with David Marshall, but he didn't play last game. But yeah, we've got Tino, Mohammed here against Bromby, Jay Adams, and then Ward Prowse as well. This lineup may just get completely taken out if we don't have a keeper. I mean, may, for instance, use Mohammed here in Challenger Classic, and perhaps move him and swap him with Flynn Downs, and just get rid of this team as a whole. It's probably not going to hit much as a 4-man, and even if it does, it would be the lower threshold, which probably isn't worth it. We could also pick up a limited keeper here, and maybe have a 5-man. But yeah, I'm not sure why David Marshall isn't playing. I'll have to do a little bit of research there and work out what to do with that cap 240 limited. And I also thought now would be a great time just to talk through about how I found the recent changes to Sorare, how I found all of the divisions, and obviously there's been some changes to Rivals recently as well. On the Rivals side of things, the changes are positive. However, for me, there still needs to be a lot done there in terms of what you can win, the competitive aspect, to actually make me spend more time on it. I'll play the odd game, but for me, the amount of time that it takes and what I get back just isn't enough currently. In terms of all of the divs and all of the changes in the pro mode, I think as a whole, it's been positive. For me, there has to be some more changes in terms of making Div 1 better. There has been recently, but it's still not at that level where it's an instant thought to be like, okay, my best team goes in Div 1. I kind of feel like now there's still that question mark as to, do I play it in Div 2 or Div 3? And that just shouldn't be there. You should always want to play your best team in Div 1. And yeah, that still isn't there for me personally. Especially not for me personally, but from what I've seen, Super Rare and Unique are even worse. So yeah, that still needs to be changed. Whether they take prize money from other areas and whack it into Div 1, maybe they take the lowest div and change that to just boxes only and move all the cards and all the money from that into Div 1. But for me, that still needs to be done. And also in terms of the boxes, I know that obviously they scale in terms of the quality of card that you can win from Div 5 upwards. But for me personally, they also need to scale in the percentage chance of actually winning a card as well. So for instance, if you've got 5 divs, the 5th div will be a 5% chance, 4 would be 5.5, 3 would be 6, 2 will be 6.5, and the top div will be 7. So a 2% chance difference in Div 1 compared to Div 5. I feel like that just helps to push the balance towards Div 1 a little bit more, and obviously gives people a little bit more of a chance of winning those better cards in the top divs. Okay guys, that is going to be all for today's update. Please let me know if you've got any questions about anything that I've mentioned in this video, And as always, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.